In this video we're going to use colour more creatively to draw attention to our main subject, which is the girl, and remove distracting textures and details like this torn paper here, and also this very garish sweater she's got, which is kind of drawing the eye away from her face a little bit. And we'll end up with something like this. It's a subtle change, but you can see the tonal difference here is less noticeable on these tears. They're much lighter in the original, and then in the edited version we've just kind of darkened them a little bit, and also we've reduced the saturation on the shirt here, or the jumper, just to make it less garish. And there's a couple of different techniques involved in this, and it saves you having to clone out unwanted textures like this, which would take a lot of work and would be quite fiddly due to the angle and the perspective of the shot. So let me show you how to do that by starting with the source file, which you'll find on the cover disk, and that's called distractingcolorbefore.jpg, and it'll look like this. So let's kick off by hitting tab to get the layers palette up and floating. Tab's a good way of hiding any floating palettes that you happen to have open. If you don't have the layers palette open, of course, go to Window and choose Layers, or drag it out of the palette bin, which is hiding in the far right here. Then let's just duplicate the main layer. So we've got a copy, and what we'll do first of all is target this very quickly using adjustment layers. And to do that, click here and create an adjustment layer, go to Hue Saturation, and up pops this dialog box, and we also get a Hue Saturation adjustment layer and a very handy mask, which will be crucial for this tutorial. So what we want to do is target the yellows, and to do that let's go to Yellows. And this shot is a very warm shot. There's a lot of yellow in the rest of the image, but let's just think about this area first of all. Just look at that yellow there, take the saturation down until it just doesn't scream out so much and distract us from the girl's face. So we've reduced it to about -48, click OK, and if we turn this on and off, you'll see that the overall colour in the background is changing as well as the jumper. So what we want to do is mask everything apart from this area here. And to do that, target the mask, Control I to invert the selection, and now the black area there is stopping the adjustment layer from doing any change to the layer below. But if we then get a brush and use a white foreground colour and spray over this part of the image, you can see that the adjustment layer is only affecting the yellow of the sweater, and it's not touching any of the wood or the other warmer yellow colours in the rest of the image. So there's our mask there. If I alt click on there, you can see the areas that are actually affecting the sweater, and everything else is untouched. So that's a quick use of adjustment layers and masks just to take the edge off some distracting colours in the shot. The rest of the shot here is looking very textured and detailed. It's very busy and it's distracting the eye from the girl, and we could try and clone that out, but it's easier just to tweak the colours to make them tonally less noticeable. And to do that, let's click on Background Copy to target it, go to Enhance, go to Adjust Colour, Replace Colour, and what we'll do is take the eyedropper here and sample the colours we want to tweak by clicking like so. Fuzziness is on about 12 by default. I want to add other colours as well to get rid of, like these green strips here, so click to add those. Make sure the shadow version of green is added, because it's the same green but it looks darker because it's in shadow. And there you can see the white areas are the areas that are going to be changed now. If we drag fuzziness to the right, then it starts to select bits of the girl as well, and we don't want to change her colour, so drag it until just these horrible patches here are selected like so. Then what we'll do is choose a colour to change these colours into, or we're going to try anyway, by clicking on Result, and then just click, and you can see the eyedropper appears, and just click and sample a colour like this light brown. Click OK, and this is the colour that it's going to try and change it into. It might have a bit of difficulty, but what we'll do is just tweak the hue. Actually, we don't need to tweak the hue because we just adjusted the colour, but if you take saturation down or push it up, you can see the selected areas are now changing. So let's take the saturation down to about -15. Let's take the lightness down as well. Now that is taking the edge off the colours. You can see those greens have gone there now, and tonally there's less contrast. If you screw your eyes up and drag the lightness slider, that's too bright, that's too dark. But if we get to around about here, around about -30, then that has blended the tones a little bit more effectively with the background. It's a subtle change, but it does make a difference, and it does help to make these details here much less distracting just by altering colour. So click OK, and you can now see there's the tweaked version. Let's have a look at the original by turning off background copy. It jumps out a lot more, the tone's much lighter, and here is this slightly more subdued and tweaked tones and colours. They're just helping to stop the background being so distracting. And as a finishing touch, let's draw attention more closely to the girl by just tweaking colour yet again. Let's Control plus to zoom in. Let's have a look at her face. With an adjustment layer, another hue saturation one, we can target the lips there and increase the saturation of those by going to reds, popping the saturation up, and that just brightens up the lips, makes them stand out more effectively. Let's click OK and check the rest of the image while we have a look here. So turn it on, turn it off, turn it on again. Now if you do want to protect the rest of the shot from being changed, we can do the same trick we did earlier. Target the mask, Control I to invert it, then B for the brush tool, make sure we get the right brush, it's the ordinary brush tool, and then just spray white onto the lips.